What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is the Toxic Masculinity Show, episode 9. I'm your host, MONEYBOY Trey. Today, we are going to talk polygamy with my guest, Sigi Tolo, who practices in polygamy himself. So, to get started, Sigi, could you tell us what polygamy is?
Well, let's see. First off, yes, it's your man Sigi Tolo, Third Eye Live TV, radio, Angels for Mental Health Broadcast Network. Polygamy, in short, well, we would just say poly in short. You know what I mean? Poly is obviously multiple. Poly is multiple. That's what poly means, multiple. So when you deal with poly relationships, which polygamy just means multiple partners. Multiple partners. Now, it keeps breaking in and breaking out the energy, so it turns to polygyny. That is a man with multiple women. Then you got polyandry. That's a woman with multiple men. Then you got polyamory, which just says multiple love interests, multiple love partners, multiple love relationships. It doesn't designate man or woman. So that's polyamory. They all come under the umbrella of polygamy. Polygamy is the umbrella. But sometimes they just turn polyamory into the umbrella because they feel like, well, just poly love should be the umbrella, right? So it ends up just understanding we should say poly lifestyle, poly love style. So in short, yeah, polygamy, poly is multiple love interests when it
Okay,
comes to relationships.
what is the difference between a polygamous relationship, a concubine, and a harem?
Now, I pull up concubine just to see what is written, right? So it says in polygamous societies, a woman who lives with a man but has lower status than his wife or wives. See, that sounds like a concubine is basically like a girlfriend.
A side chick.
Yeah, that's a side chick. Or see, the reason I don't like the side chick is because what the side represents, it represents equality. If I'm walking right beside you, we in an equal position, wouldn't you say? You know what I'm saying? So that side piece, that side chick, she really, if she's behind, then call her behind. She ain't at the level of the other wives. She ain't beside them. She behind them. So that's the behind chick. You know what I'm saying? Really. So yes, this concubine energy sounds very similar to a woman you would be courting. You will be courting. She hasn't made it to wife status yet, but she's there. She's going through the
Yeah.
courting. She's going through the courting phase. So she's like at a girlfriend status, not quite wife yet. But I see
Okay.
what they're going with the division, what they want to
Okay.
describe them. They're being accurate. Concubines are not quite wives, but they obviously want to be. They're obviously trying to work their way there. Or why are they a concubine? Why do they need a name, a label? That represents that transitionary period, that rites of passage. They haven't made it all the way home yet. Now the harem, just real quick, the harem is, it says it's the separate part of the Muslim household reserved for wives, concubines, and female servants. So they got the wives, they got the concubines who's trying to be wives, the wannabe wives, and then they got the servants as well,
You know,
who who are not at the level of concubine and definitely aren't reached the level of wife. But that's what they say is the harem, is the actual place, the the separate part of a household that's reserved for them, those wives, those concubines, and the servants. Um, and they also call them, a secondary one is the women occupying a harem. My fault, says the women occupying a harem, the wives, the concubines. a group of female animals sharing a single mate. They call that a harem. It says a group of female animals sharing a single mate. They call it a harem. So it's associated with those multiple women and a place where they reside, or just trying to describe them, period. Who are all those women? Oh, that's the harem. That's the harem. That's the conglomerate right there. That's the wives, the concubines, the wannabe wives, you know what I'm saying? Like, so the difference is just in the division and how it's labeled, but we all understand the concept. See, the reason we call it a side chick is because we got a main chick, chick. And then we got one on the side over here. She on the side. She ain't all, you know what I'm saying, in it. She ain't the main one all out in front. She's on the side. You know, that's my side piece. So we still label it in the hood. We labeling it the same. We finding a way to label the hierarchy. We seeing it and we labeling it. You know what I'm saying?
See, what you just did is exactly why I fuck with you. You went and looked up actual definitions just to make sure that you were on point with your answer. Which brings me to my point about you niggas out here talking about Donald Trump did not condemn white supremacy. I don't know if you niggas knew this, but stand by has like 4 definitions, and so does stand back. There's multiple definitions. So for you people that saying, oh, he was speaking in code, maybe y'all should look up what these words mean and get a definition, and then you can assume to know which one he meant. Because he said several of them. And like when it first happened, I tweeted out, doesn't stand back and stand by mean chill out? I'm like, but you same people that said he didn't condemn white supremacy won't condemn these street gangs, nor will y'all tell them to stand back or stand by like he did. But moving on. Once again, this is Toxic Masculinity Show, episode 9. I'm here with my guest, Sigi Tolo. As usual, people, like, share, subscribe, comment to this video. Even if you think it sucks, leave it in the comment section. Sigi.
Yes, sir.
So, do you think the black community should accept polygyny more? Because a lot of us are already practicing in it, kind of, sort of anyway. We got more than one gal. There's beef and blah, blah, blah. Do you think we should go ahead and give it a try anyway? And I got a ghetto story about my polygyny that I'm going to tell y'all later.
Yes, I do. I think we should. Obviously, I mean, I'm in it. I'm in it. But like you said, we already been doing it. It's
you
just,
in it?
Yeah. I mean, I'm actively pursuing it. You know what I'm saying? I don't consider it poly. The base level of any poly relationship to me is 3. That's the entry level. So right now I'm in a couple. We are not poly yet, but we desire it. We are manifesting it. We are pursuing it. Yes. But the base level's 3. So my fault. The question was,
do you think we should accept it?
Yes, about accepting. We already have, is what I'm saying. It's just official versus unofficial. See, we've been living it unofficially. And when you live something unofficially, you can't quite get all the benefits from it. You know how when you got to do the things under the table, you don't get all the benefits from being, you know, outward with it. Outward, you know, public, so to speak, meaning like it's legal, it's lit, everybody's benefiting. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's benefiting. So we need all aspects of it to thrive. So we need it to be accepted. It's like I compare it to religion. I definitely compare it to religion, because when you bust up out of religion, then you bust up out of your concept of relationship, because they just took away, you know, or you busted up out of your one of the greatest relationship ever, your relationship with your Godhead, with your theology when it comes to spirit realm. So you bust up out of that relationship, that love ship, you in love with God, right? You in love with Jesus, and they broke your heart. You can look at other relationships from God's eye. You know, you're like, hold up, how did this relationship style get thrust upon me? You know what I'm saying? What's up with this mono? What's up with this mono? You start studying the monogamy.
That's what's weird to me about Black people and not accepting polygyny. Like everywhere throughout the Bible, there are kings with multiple wives. There are regular people with multiple wives, but then we throw that away in present day. I mean, Saul got his wives took by David simply because he didn't obey a command. He had wives, and his wives were given to another guy who added more wives to it. So I don't understand why Black people in general have a problem accepting it, because we know there are other religions that accept the shit out of multiple wives.
Because the Bible is, you know, the whole riddle aspect of the Bible. See, you can keep twisting the riddle around and around to say, you know, they didn't mean it like that, right? And then they do that whole Old Testament, New Testament dance. Oh, we don't deal with the Old Testament, the New Testament this, the New Testament that. So there's a dance they do. It's a denial dance, and they just stay deflecting and stay in denial of obvious common sense, like what you're talking about. Like, come on, fam. All we're asking you to do is acknowledge that in the days of Jesus, or in the days of these Bible characters, it say they was lit with all type of different shit. That's all we saying. Y'all want to go off this book for so many other reasons, but then pick and choose and say, nah, we don't go off it on that. It got kind of thrown. It got kind of swayed. It got misinterpreted. Whatever. I ain't rocking with that, fam. I ain't rocking with that either. So I just feel like it's common sense. They should be easier to accept it just as culture, whether they live it or not. Except that it ain't some strange ass shit that you're acting all. When did this monogamy get drilled into you like that? This one-on-one, this soulmates. See, a lot of it comes in with that soulmate. If people really knew what soul was, soulmate is the rap. You know what I'm saying?
Explain it,
fam. It's like there's only one soul. You know what I mean? There's only one soul. We're it. We're it. There's only one soul. That's what it means. One. Soul means one. That's all it means. I mean, it's everything it means. So we all share it. We all share it because we're all it at the same time. You ever play tag? You're it. You know what I'm saying? We're all it. You know, and to go further with that understanding, since I'm breaking that in and breaking it out, you know, it's a prism break. This is a prism break. So look, when you understand soul is one, then you know that the highest level of thought is ego. It's ego. They've been trying to tell you for years that the ego got to go, right? That's coming into your God body. That's coming into yourself. Ego. Yeah. This is how it works. See, soul, right? Soul. That's been utilized against us. So
stemming from the word SOL. Give them a lesson on an etymology lesson on the word soul. SOL or light.
I'm just gonna break it down in this trilogy for you, real quick. I'm gonna go from the sun to earth to you. All right, so they have you out there. Your soul is the sun, right? Solar power. The soul is the sun. So we worship the sun. But when you rise inside of self, you come home to Mother Earth. You come home to Mother Earth. That's the geo. That's the geocentric. See, the solar joint is the heliocentric. That's the heliocentric, the he. If you study and worship that sun as the center of the universe. But it's truly the geocentric view. The geocentric view. That's where Earth is the center of the universe. And then you graduate from geocentric to egocentric. Egocentric literally means you are the center of the universe. That is the highest level you can reach. Now, when two or more gather in like mind, in likeness, that represents a more powerful representation of soul. If all the people came together as one, you would see soul at its highest level, but it's still soul. It's all soul. There's only one. That's why when two or more gather, the energy grows. And we know when three or that's why it's two or more. Just keep going, and you'll see the power of that conglomerate when everybody comes as one again. But ego is the highest level you can obtain in thought. And they're constantly trying to batter it and bash it out of you. You're in your ego. Your ego is the enemy, right? No, because you don't know who the ego is. It's you at your highest self. Period. But you have to understand it. So that's all I'm saying about soul. So there's only one soul. So what were we saying about soul as far as is that what I was trying to explain? How there's only one?
Yeah, I told you to give him an etymology lesson on soul because you went into soul ties.
Okay, my bad.
Kind of push that Beyonce song ego in perspective now.
Facts. I stay in my ego because I know I am the center of the universe, and so are you. As long as you stay in that thought realm, wherever you go, the center of the universe changes as it relates to you.
The center of the universe is wherever you are.
You are the one. You know what I mean? So it works like that. Now it's my fault, but as far as the tying that in to polygamy, when we talk about the soulmate, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's monogamy, right? They want you to find your soulmate. That's just a mate. That's a mate. Yeah. Anybody that you can link up with and stay with and stick with and keep that energy glowing and growing and this, that, and the third, that's a soulmate. That's a soulmate, meaning we're all souls. So that's a soulmate. That's a twin flame. That's everything. And if you can get 3 or 4 or 5 of y'all on the same page, 6, oh man, it's just going to be more powerful energy. The energy is going to be 2 or more. I mean, it's more. It's lit. But to be in that mono shit keeps you limited. It keeps you limited. You're limited in anything that's just mono, you by yourself, or it's just you're limited to one person to help. It's like, hold up. You know what I'm saying? We need more help. It takes a village to raise a child, right? One child, it takes a village.
I do not agree with that statement. I understand it, but I don't agree with it. No. The village, you gotta say the village fuck around and be raping and molesting your kids because we trust everybody.
Well, yeah, let's keep it in its context. That's from a heaven on earth perspective.
Yeah, I know, but we as men, we always corrupt some shit.
That village has to be built as a part of heaven on earth, where no, we extinguishing all that disgruntled energy. You know what I'm saying? In the village. But no, of course I feel you. At the base level, yeah, the village is too many people to track, right?
This is a Kush cause, not a COVID cause.
At the base level, it's too many people to track in the village. We don't know who the predators are.
Goddamn right.
They shucking and jiving, sneaking and diving and ducking. You don't know who's who. That's why I say the village has to be understood from heaven on earth. Otherwise, yeah, we got to throw them disclaimers out there about how sick the village can get. The more people you add to it, the sicker it gets. You know what I'm saying?
Or the more people that ain't shit that you keep in the village, the more the village turns out not to be shit. Because the ain't shit people are damaging the future of the village.
You don't get rid of your waste material, it'll stain everything around you that's clean. For real, it have everything smelling like manure. Like, damn, I just came out the shower, but it's manure all around you, fam. It just stinks. Like, fuck, gotta get out of this mess, right?
Facts. This is the Toxic Masculinity Show, episode 9. I am here discussing polygyny with my guy Sigi Tolo, who also practices in polygyny. Sigi, tell them where they can contact you at, or where they can subscribe or link up or follow up with you at.
Well, on YouTube, Third Eye Live TV Radio. On YouTube, it's all about Third Eye Live TV radio. I definitely need subscribers. You know what I'm saying? I need y'all to subscribe, fam, because I'm terrible at getting subscribers, and I want that to change. And I think you can be a part of that. You can be a part of making that change today. You know what I'm saying? So throw your subscription in the collection plate and subscribe to Third Eye Live TV radio. Now, as far as Poly Talk, I got the new page I'm launching called Infinite Poly Ascension. You can go to Infinite Poly Ascension on YouTube, Facebook. We got the Facebook group. We got the Facebook page. Infinite Poly Ascension. And you can subscribe on YouTube. It's going to be a lot of lit content to come. We need them subscribers now. You'll be the first to get it. You'll be the first to get it. Infinite Poly Ascension. That's where you find me on all the poly talk with my wife's sister Nun. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we are a couple that's looking for a sister wife. You know what I'm saying? When you're a king and you just have your queen, and you're in poly, I don't call her a queen. When you're in poly and you're a king with a woman, and she is the doorway or the gateway to polygyny or multiple women, then she's the supreme. She's the supreme. So I'm a king with a supreme. We actually need our first wife. See, this is how I label it. This is the dynamic of how I put it. You know what I'm saying? The woman that's with me, and she's saying that I'm going to open up the doorway, the gateway to multiple women coming in as honoring you as husband, then that woman is the supreme. Every man in poly needs a supreme that's going to open up that gateway for him. So Sister Nun is the supreme. Now, what we need is our first wife. Everyone else that comes in will be wife. You know, another wife. I don't even like the second, third, fourth. It's just another wife. Everybody's a wife. You know what I'm saying? But yes, we have to date, court, vet, I think they call it. Right? Vet or something like that.
Is there something that y'all do together, or is it something that she goes out and does separately, or you go out and do separately? How does that work?
Well, we've been together in this love style, so to speak, committed to it for about 7 months, right? And with this COVID shit, this bullshit, this quarantine, my fault, or can I even say that, right? With this quarantine energy and just the society being knocked out, we haven't did a lot of moving and shaking. We have not been on one single date. Now, first of all, you got to understand, we are busy. We do a lot of work, but at the same time, we would like to date. But it's not like something where you go out on the local scene and you find a date like it is in monogamy. The local scene is monogamy. You don't fit in with a poly love style on the local scene. The local scene is Christian. You don't fit in as a non-believer, so to speak. So you understand what I'm saying? So the local scene in a small market like Tallahassee, we're in a quarantine energy where a lot of the night spots, lounges that's lit, certain things ain't popping. Like, oh, fam, they done pretty much knocked out the possibility of local dating that may manifest itself. So it's the internet realm, and the internet realm is a wicked game, as you already know. Internet is a wicked game of playing. People get to play on the internet.
Fuck, you gotta say, I take it a step further. The real realm is goddamn it crazy, because I refuse to holler at a bitch wearing a mask. I'm sorry. I don't know what you look like under your nose. You can look fine. The mask make you even look fine because they matching the shit with their tights and shit. Right. You can look good. Like if you holler at a woman right now with a mask on, you're solely going off how her ass look or her shape. Right. I can't do it. She might have no teeth. Face might be twisted. We don't fucking know how many dudes that are hollering at a chick with a mask on be like, pull your mask down. Let me see what you look like.
Damn.
So our swinger clubs like an option for y'all? No, or no, because most swingers are married. Most swingers are like
See,
monogamous to an extent.
One thing about me is, you know, actually my birthday's tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I'll be 43. I've been through so much deviance coming up. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of these guys that slept with all the women, you know, and I had a lot of dangerous sex, right? I had a lot
I'm not gonna tell on myself. You can have this segment.
Yeah, I had a lot of dangerous sex. So, and I made it through clean, right? So I got married and I settled down, you know, and I still did my thing on the side in that monogamy, you know, cheating and being the little cheating bastard, that type of energy. I think they call that, what is it? Is that adultery? When you cheat on
yes, only in biblical terms.
Right. So I was a Christian.
But even though biblical terms allow adultery at the same time.
Right. Silly shit like that. So just going through that energy pool and making it through, let's say, settling on down and still being lit at 43, I'm not into the risque behavior just to say I'm dating, or just to say we had a bust down mission, or we jumped some shit off on one of these weekends. If it was lit up like that and it manifests itself organically, hey, I ain't gonna be the party pooper. But let me tell you this, it's not something I'm seeking out. I want the actual seriousness of it. I want another life partner. You know what I'm saying? I do. And another one after that. And another one after that, because that's what I see it as, life partners. We got to figure this shit out. This group economics, that's why I like the word economics instead of group funding or something associated directly to money. Group economics is just value and energy sharing. Share the value. It could be in so many different resources. It does not have to be Federal Reserve note, resource, paper, fiat, fake money. There's so many different ways to share energy and share resources. So yes, I just feel like, man, my fault. I don't. It's just poly is the way. I don't know where we was at with that one. My bad.
I'm torn on poly. I see the good and the bad in it. But my ghetto story is, for 4 years, I dated 2 women that knew about each other. I let them know. So that was me being poly there. I'm single, but I fuck you. I let y'all know about it. At a certain point, we never lived together or anything like that. Hell, they couldn't even get along long enough to even be in a same setting with each other. But doing this, like, I got tired of being at 2 households every day. You get tired of eating 2 breakfasts, 2 lunches, 2 dinners, 2 calling on lunch break. You get tired of that shit. So at one point, I was like, you know what? I'm going to give you Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm going to give you Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'm going to take one day to myself. And that shit still didn't fucking work. It was just like a constant fucking headache from both sides, to where I was like, ah. So it's not worth the headache to me. I guess it was the participants that I had, but to me personally, it's not worth the headache.
One thing I tell you is, when I remember when I was saying the entryway to poly is 3. You got to be at least 3, right? So another entryway or entry level understanding in poly is the open part. The open part, meaning open to discussion. Everything's open to discussion. Everything's open to being revealed. Everything's on the table. You know what I'm saying? Honesty is on the table. People don't want to be lied to no matter what. That's one of the most important things. Just tell me and let me make my own decision. So what you're saying is, you had an open relationship with these women where they understood that they were both choosing to be with you under certain outlined circumstances, or they understood, they were told the truth, and it was their mature and adult decision to decide to go ahead and keep fucking with you. And same for the other one, right? So That's one of the gateways, or just the entry level to poly. Yes, open relationship. See, polyamory, these poly love, is filled with a lot of those open type of dynamics, where you'll have you'll have a couple who both are open, meaning they both can see other people. You know what I'm saying? And they still stay together. And they're both allowed to see other people. And they tell each other about it ahead of time. A lot of them, you know, however, but it's the honesty, the challenge of the next level of honesty is always present because of the open concept. And I feel like poly was built on that open concept, and it just got more and more dynamic, more and more creative with the honesty, because people have a choice to come or go or stay or leave. You're not bound by anything. There's a lack of possession or possessiveness in poly love styles. People leave a lot of their possessiveness at monogamy, at the door of monogamy. Like, fuck that. You can't be trying to possess people. That's what's wrong with you. And instead you come up with agreements. And when a person reaches a level where they no longer want to be a part of that agreement, you know, they're open about that. And they explain that. And transitions are theoretically easier because of the honesty leading the way. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, there's a lot of interesting things about poly where everybody should be in it. Everybody should be in it because at least you have a chance at being told the truth. In monogamy, it's just like religion. It's filled with the ask for forgiveness. You know what I mean? Not permission. We don't ask for no damn permission. You go do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Then
men do what they want to do. Men do what they want to do. Women don't do that. Don't listen to us right there. This is for men only.
Right. Yeah, we would like, but every time, I tell you what, in monogamy, every time I went and did my homework, I found out that they was cheating. Every time.
Well, I've never, you know what?
I don't care who the man thinks he is. In monogamy, somebody's always cheating.
Facts. I can agree with that statement. I can say I've never been cheated on that I know of.
You got to do your research.
I'm saying I don't trust. I believe now. I'm not. I know one of these females cheated. Like even with the relationship I was talking about for 4 years, I'm knowing both of these chicks have other people because of what we signed up to. Now, if you ask both of them right now, they'll swear up and down, no, I was the only guy they fucking. I'm like, whatever. I ain't with you for 4 days of the week. So you mean you just sitting around waiting on me? You are texting, but you ain't waiting around on me. So that but I've never been cheated on that I know of, but I've said that means those women respected me enough to make it seem like they weren't. They still did their job. They never gave me a reason to feel like they were cheating.
Oh, fam.
Could just be me.
Man, look, man. When
I'm that type of guy.
I'm rotating. You know, when I'm younger, I'm rotating a lot of different women, a lot of women, a lot of females, and I would have my homeboys come up to me. Let's say I got 5 different females I'm rotating. I'd have one of my homies say, "Hey, Sigi, you know, I'm tapping that. I'm tapping that too." Right?
Nate, I want you to address that comment, but Nate, I need clarification. Are you saying swinging is increasing your chances of paying child support, or are you saying that polygamous relationships are increasing your chances? I want you to respond to that, Sigi, while he gives us clarity.
Polygamous relationships are definitely increasing your odds to pay child support because you can't legally marry all these women. And if somebody gets disgruntled, you on child support that fast. You know how it works over here. You on child support that fast if they get disgruntled. And a lot of times they ain't got to get disgruntled. If the state takes over the shit because they got somebody just telling too much, you hit anyway. You know, the system will try to get you, even if the parent don't want to get you, the spouse don't want to get you.
If you are in a polygamous relationship and you put on child support, them women ain't shit. Address Nate's comment is what's the difference between swinging and poly in your opinion?
Well, see, swinging is a part of poly dynamics. See, if you're using the word poly, then swinging is poly, fam. It's a poly dynamic. It's open. It's when you're honest. Swinging means when you swapping spouses. Swinging is when, let's say, me and a couple like Sister Nun and I. Swinging would be where we would go and swing doors or swap out with another couple. I would go with the wife, and the husband would go with Sister Nun. That's swinging. That's a poly dynamic if we were all open to it. We all like, yeah, I'm open to that. I'm open to that. Okay, I'm with it. I'm with it. See, poly will have you being honest, open. And that's the first part of it, fam. I'm telling you. And theoretically speaking, theology, philosophy, you know what I'm saying? Understanding. Yep, it starts with being honest. Do you want to sleep with that man's wife? And then the woman, do you want to sleep with that man's husband? Well, this couple wants to swing with us. And then that would be on us. But we're not swingers. We're looking to establish polygyny, which is one king, multiple wives. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I would say. I would say that swinging is a polydynamic. So swinging is a polygamous relationship. Yes, because polygamy represents multiple relationships, multiple facets. It's like you got to either describe your own dynamic or describe the one you're in. Swinging is a polydynamic. I just want to make sure that's clear for Nate Wind. Swinging is a polydynamic. So, yeah, my fault. But the story I was going to tell real quick about, let's just say I'm rotating 5 different women, and I'm trying to treat them all like they're my main, right? I don't want nobody else to have them, even though I got 5 of them or more. The point is, one of my friends would come up to me and say, well, I'm hitting one of your women, right? I'm tapping that. And I'll be like, no, you ain't. My ego, whatever you want to call it, I would be saying, I would feel like my friend's lying. Now, I might not tell him that. I might try to be bravado or whatever and tell him, oh, it's cool. It's cool. I ain't tripping. Of course, hey, she ain't my main. You know what I mean? I got plenty of yeah. But I couldn't let it go. I found this out about myself young. I couldn't let it go until I had my heart broke enough times because I kept putting myself through this. I would do the stalker type investigation. I would be like a lead detective trying to figure out, is she really sleeping with my friend? So I would do
I think most men do that once or twice in their lives.
I went through it young till I got it out my system. But that's what I did. I did it a few times. I didn't want to do it no more because every time I did it, I found out it was true. Like, damn it, I keep getting my heart broke. Why did you think she wasn't when you are? And that's what started to develop in my mind. Why would you think she wasn't when you are? Well, she told me she wasn't. She lied. She lied, brother. That's why it hurts. Look, now how's she gonna lie out of this? You can see it right there. How's she gonna lie now? She can't. But guess what? If you don't catch her red-handed right then, try to call her on it the next day, even with the evidence, she's still gonna lie and lie and lie. She can't help it. They're gonna lie. Unless you catch them red-handed, then they just start cussing you out. You know what I'm saying?
Women are the lion king.
Well, I'm sick of your shit too. And they just start going off and shit when you catch them red-handed. They just start
Sister Nun, you can feel free to click that link, Sister Nun. You want to come in here and give your take on this. I see you going at these people. If you want to give your take, hit that link. Come on into the yard. We invite you. This is the Toxic Masculinity Show, episode 9. I am your host, MONEYBOY Trey. Check me out on all social media at MONEYBOY Trey. I'm here with my guy, Sigi Tolo Live. We're discussing polygyny and a whole bunch of other shit, but mostly polygyny. So what is the... did I ask this already? I don't know if I asked it already. If I asked to tell me, what is the ultimate goal of a polygynous relationship?
In short, nation building. In short, I answer that simple. That's nation building. That should take
explain.
That should take their mind to a bigger level right quick. Look, nation building. Now, we talked about a village, right? Could be hell, let alone a nation. So it's got to be understood from a heaven on earth perspective. It's got to be understood from a heaven on earth perspective. Nation building, village building, as it regards to heaven on earth. We want to get this right. We want to get this right and restore balance, because the bottom line is it's about procreation. It's a procreation movement that is for people who want a bunch of children, who want to see the legacy go and grow and glow. And yes, so we need multiple women to help you pull this off. Everybody got to pull their resources together. So when we're working with other tribes, everybody has the internal concept understood. It's group dynamics, group economics, group every sharing, resource sharing from the group perspective. We don't need to all be trying to figure out how to grow some rice. So you grow the rice, I'll grow the beans, you grow the corn, whatever, but let's make it make sense. We gotta be, when we divide, it has to make sense. See, it makes sense when this hand divides. When this one divides, it makes sense. These things move in a way that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? The thumb is opposable. It's the only one that's opposable because it makes sense. We need that. All this stuff makes sense to grab. If we got to grab it like that, if we need to grab it like that, whatever we need to do, if we need to hold it like that, look like we hold this. If we need to hold it like that, if we need to hold it like that, if you know what I'm saying, like fam, I'm just saying, even the open palm makes sense, right? Everything makes sense. Look, this is different than this. Hit somebody with this, with the ridge, hit them with the ridge. Spread it out and put your whole, this type of slap is different than this type of slap, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, fam, division makes so much sense. Why? So when we remanifest it, it has to be that practical. When we divide, it has to be that practical. And they're always connected. They're always, the division is an illusion. It's always connected. So that's polygamy. That's how it's going to build this nation. I'm telling you, I'm just giving you the metaphysics.
Oh, you good? I agree.
I'm the sigil. I'm the signs, the Sigi.
Oh, dude, I agree. That breakdown was perfect. Genesis 1, ego is involved in everything that you do in life. So yes, to answer that question, would you be doing poly for your ego? Yes, because everything anybody does, male or female, is for their ego. That's why women wear weave. That's why they wear makeup. That's why they wear lashes. That's why they get ass implants. That's why they get breast implants. That's why they wear scantily clad clothing. That's why women do what they do. That's why men buy cars, jewelry, clothes. It's for the ego. So yeah. It's also women that practice. They have a fucking show out where there's women who are polygynous and got multiple wives. That exists on the TLC channel or Oxygen or whatever the fuck it's called. One of them women channels. But like right. Even
just remember.
I can agree. Like I said, I'm torn on it, but like even with my mom, right before we came on, my mom called. That's why I was late, and she was talking to me about my 17-year-old, and she was saying, "Well, you need to do this and you need to do that," and telling me what traditionally her family did. I was like, "Well, my plan for him is totally different from what y'all did." I was like, "My plan will be, he comes in at 18." And he can stay with me as long as he needs to figure out what it is that it is he wants to do with his life. I said, but while he's doing that, my only requirement will be that he puts some money in his savings account every month. And she was like, is he going to be working? I was like, did you not hear me say the only requirement, he can stay with dad as long as he wants to, but he has to put up some money every month. So when he does figure out what he wants to do, he'll have the financial resources, etc., to go out and do it when he embarks on that mission. She was like, well, that's good, but This is not a but. I was like, I said, I don't have to parent the same way that you did, because the way that you did isn't perfect. The way that I'm going about it isn't perfect, but I'm going to do what I feel like is in the best interest of my child. It's like my child will never say that I was paying rent at 14 until I got up out my mom's house. My child will never say that. He will say that, well, shit, my mama was tripping at 18 because it's coming. That's why I told her. I was like, he'll be 18. I was like, at 18, because the big put out is coming. The first argument after 18, he graduated. So he can come stay with me. I said, there's no time limit on it. He wants to stay with me till he's 26. I said, I know he's been saved money for 8 fucking years, and that he'll be able to go out and get a house or whatever the fuck he wants to when he's ready to make that move.
Facts. I feel you. It's like, even still talking about the ego. We can't even say ego without it sounding like ego. Ego. And then we know about the eagle eye. See, eagle eye is also known as God's eye. So you need to be in your ego so that you can see clearly. Now, a lot of people associate the ego with not being able to see clearly. You in your ego, you ain't seeing clearly. No, motherfucker, I'm seeing crystal clear. I'm in my eagle eye, my God's eye, my center point.
Well, there's balance in everything. You can have too much damn ego.
Well, I mean, I just feel like it's from that perspective. That's like bipolar, right?
Yeah.
It's a misconception because you can never be too much in your God power. So look, that's why it's not ego. What they keep calling that. They call it ego gets a bad name when it don't fit somebody else's agenda. Is what I'm trying to say. In short, you know what I mean? That's when they get to say you all in your ego. Like I'm saying it in a good way. I'm standing up for myself right now. You know what I mean? Like you're saying it in a bad way because I'm standing up for myself right now. Ain't no different if your mom would have said, "Oh, well, you all in your ego, thinking it's gonna be perfect with you and your son." You know what I mean? And when no, I got a perfect vision. Yeah, I'm all in my ego, mom, because look at the vision I just spit that we got for him. He can't. What could he say to that type of reasoning, that type of logic? There's no excuses. If it's 8 years later, that means he got 8 years worth of savings. He ain't ready to go yet.
And it's the complete opposite of the way that I was raised and what I went through. Because I paid rent, but had she been thinking, she could have been taking the money that she was charging me for rent, putting it up for me to leave. I had a 4-year head start.
Facts.
I've been working since I was working at 14.
I did something similar raising my nephew up. I forced him to save the majority of his money from his McDonald's checks he was working until he turned 18. Then I let him take over his bank account. You know what I'm saying? Like I pretty much, I just restricted him because he was living with my mom under my rules, but my mom's guardianship. My mom was old and disabled. So it was really me running the show parent-wise. And yeah, I had him stacking up until he turned 18. You know what I'm saying? So I feel you. You got to force them, boy, because I tell you, they're going to want a buck.
Address that question there.
In a polygamist relationship, yes, because polygamy can be seen as the umbrella. Y'all know how this works in school. You got the headline and you got all type of subcategories. So yes, in a polygamous relationship, a woman can have several dudes. That's usually going to be called polyandry, especially if you
thought polyandry was women having their own multiple men.
That's what he asked. Can women have their own multiple dudes?
Well, I think he was asking, say like you in your polygamous relationship, can one of your wives have another guy?
No, see, polygyny don't work like that. Polygyny. See, that's why it has its own name, so it distinguishes from the other polydynamics. Whenever somebody says polygyny, you know what that means. That's one king, multiple wives.
Gotcha.
All those wives are his, period. Meaning like from that possessive perspective, but it's not him possessing them. But yes, they all have let's say they all honor him. They all honor him. And if one of them wanted to be with somebody else, then it would be one and the same with her not wanting to be his wife anymore. And that's okay. But you can't be his wife and be with other men. That's not polygyny. That is poly, though. You can have that dynamic in polyamory. Polyamory leaves it open for new details to be dropped in. See, people are creating new polyamory, poly love styles every day, every week. And
definition is king.
You could have a man that has 3 wives in a poly, they'll call it polygamy, not polygyny. Even because he got 3 wives, but 2 of them get to sleep with other men. See, that's polygamy. That's just multiple relationships. That's polyamory. Polyamory and polygamy they get interchangeable as the umbrella. That means all poly love styles. But I come in as polygyny. Polygyny. That means, for me, all my wives honor me as the king, and that's it. No other kings. So just being sure on that one.
Definitely. Like I said, I'm torn on it because I can see the good in it. I can see in my personal opinion, like I said, in mine, it was a damn headache. And I think pretty much if you're single, that you're living a polygynous lifestyle any damn way. Because if you're single, you're free to date anybody you want to.
Facts.
I think polygyny just has that. It has that sense of openness, like an open relationship, to whereas you're single, you know you can do what you want, but you still are worried about other people's feelings. So you'll lie instead of just being 100 with them.
That's, man, monogamy is where it's filled with lies because somebody's always manipulating. They don't want the partner to be with somebody else based off if they knew, like, if you're in monogamy and you cheating, you as the man, you're cheating. If you tell your girlfriend or your wife that you're cheating, she may decide to start cheating, or she may decide to leave you. So you don't want neither one of that. So you're just gonna lie, keep it to yourself, and survive, live, thrive even. And that's so unfair because if that woman ever knew, she might have the opportunity to choose otherwise for herself. And women do it too. The man thinking she ain't never cheating, she's loyal, she honors him, cool. But if he just knew that she had cheated on him 4 or 5 times, 2, 3 times, 10 times, whatever, not only would he be heartbroken, he might decide he don't want to be with her no more. And the reason she lied to him is because she knew he might decide that, and she was like, nah, I'd rather ask for forgiveness if he ever find out. But I ain't asking for permission. You know what I'm saying? That's religion. Religion is all about mess up at least Christianity is, mess up all week, and then on Sunday, go ask for repentance. Go ask for forgiveness. You know what I'm saying? But if you had to ask up front for permission, like instead of God or Jesus, will you forgive me for my sins? Instead of that, what if you had to say, hey, God, Jesus, can I go ahead and sin? Can I go ahead and sin? The answer always going to be no. No, you can't. So that's why they developed that. Like, no, fuck that. I'd rather ask for forgiveness. Well, let me do the sin. Now let me see how ask for forgiveness works. Hey, God, I did the sin. You said I could. I asked you, and you said no. So I did it anyways. Well, do you forgive me? Every time God is like, yep, I forgive you. You again? Yep. But I did it again last week. I told you I wasn't going to do it. I did it. I asked you for forgiveness. You forgave me. And then I did it again. I did it again. You still forgive me? As long as you ask, I forgive you. Like, this is a trick. This is a trick to not have to get better, to not have to be honest, to not have to tell the truth, to keep lying, cheating, deceiving, and strategically ask for forgiveness, for repentance. It's a scam.
Like Christians do every day with sin.
It's a soul scam, right? It's a spirit scam. Fuck that.
Well, Genesis, I want you to answer that question, but I'll take it first. From my experience with it, you're doing both. I did it.
Yeah, we're done.
I've recorded 2 pornos on the same day, pretty much, couple hours apart.
You're gonna be in the same bed together if that is what y'all manifest. Like, let's say it's polygyny. Let's say we talking polygyny. It's that king with the multiple wives. That's what. So how do you decide who will sleep with at night in polygyny? He's talking to the king, and I got 2 wives. We all in the same bed together at night, fam. This is an easy call. Let's say we wealthy. Let's say we're wealthy. That means all women got their own chamber, and the man got his own chamber. We decide which one we sleep in. You can have your alone space in your queen's chamber. The other queens got chambers. The king's got a chamber. But where do we all sleep in at night? In the king's chamber. In the king's chamber. Everybody sleep in the king's bed. In the king's chamber. Yeah, we all in bed together. It's just good energy. We all love each other, right? It's just good energy. That part is easy. Some people make it spooky because they might not be comfortable at that level. You know, it's a lot. They ain't comfortable with themselves. They might not be comfortable in their own skin, or they are comfortable in their own skin, and that shit makes them uncomfortable. So then you got to just understand who they are, and you can't force it on people.
Nate, to answer your question, in my experience, they were equal, but like with all things, something is your favorite. So they're like equal, but it's one that does something better than the other, or does something that the other does that you don't like, that'll kind of tip the balance. It's kind of like with kids. You don't have a favorite, but that first one is always special because that was the one that taught you how to be a parent. But they're all equal.
Now, and my thing is this. I'm a justice, right? I mean, I'm literally a justice. I come from a long line of people with the last name Justice. So I mean this in a metaphysical sense as well. I'm a Libra. My birthday's tomorrow. I'm a Libra. I'm all about the scales of justice. It's just who I am. I'm a half-breed. I'm a mulatto. I'm a medium. So look, it's not about equal. It's about what's fair. What's fair. Equal distribution does not mean it was fair distribution, especially if you equally distributing steaks and turkeys, and you gave some to some of these damn 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds and 5-year-olds. I'm like, hold up, motherfucker, they ain't equal. That ain't equal. What they gonna do with that big ass turkey? What they gonna do? Why you give that baby a damn steak? You know what I mean? Like, no. Run that over here. Run that over here. I give them some mush for them to eat on the same shit, right? So
yeah, the fair is where you eat cotton candy and turkey legs and ride rides and shit. That's what the fair is.
So look, so in my mind, what's gonna be some justice is we gotta recognize my supreme as being a higher than the others that come in. Why? Because she's the gateway. Without her, there are no other women. Any man that is with a woman who is not about to allow no other women, any man that's with a woman who says, don't bring that poly shit up in here, then you should know what I'm talking about. Until you have a supreme, that means it's just you and her. Y'all don't know no other women, meaning like that. It's just you and her. And she's saying, bring them on. Bring on these other women. Bring on the other one. Oh, fam, she is the most important one because she opened up the whole culture to you.
The first one.
Now, what about when these other women come in? Is she really their supreme? Fuck no. Fuck no. She's that king supreme. She opened up the gateway for him. She's his supreme, always. She's always going to be his supreme over them. He'll always even think, I could lose these other ones and it won't matter because the gateway still stands. It will be more replacements. So she's always going to be in high regard to that king. Now, let's just deal with the women. Let's say it's 2 more wives in and it's supreme. They are as one. This is all about the sisterhood. Once they start growing, the king is slowly becoming null and void. The women are reaching their their rightful position again as the throne, as the leaders of theology, which bows down men, morals, ethics, you know what I'm saying, principles. That's the divine ma'at, you know, the justice. That's all that stuff comes from the mother being in her rightful position to think. So look, yes, once the womanhood starts growing, the sisterhood, oh fam, the man, he'll always be honored, but it's bigger than him now. It's bigger than him now. You know what I'm saying? And that's the most important concept. It's no longer, she's not, that supreme is not supreme over her mother, sisters, daughters, you know, the sisterhood. No, that is what's supreme. That grouping, that conglomerate becomes the new supreme of it all. You know what I'm saying? And the king, he's going to honor that because that's what we in this to build. Without the women getting their minds right, ain't going to be no heaven on earth. It's going to be the opposite acronym.
The toxic masculinity breakdown or translation of what he just said was, the first one is like the bottom bitch. If you're a pimp, she's the bottom bitch. She's gonna, she all of them are equal, but she
recruiting all the other hoes. They all coming through her. Facts, fam. Facts.
She's the madam. So there is a pecking order, but they're all the same.
Let them other hoes get to talking shit. Let them other hoes get to talking shit. Y'all can go. That nigga don't never want the Supreme to go because these other hoes might trick you. They might say, ain't no other women coming in. Got him. He lost his Supreme. Now he got this other woman talking about, no woman will ever come. I ain't never accepted no other women. Now you doomed, my guy. You doomed.
Genesis, have you ever dated a man that cheated on you and stayed with him?
My fault. What you say?
I was responding to her question. She was saying respect, but it's not for her. And I was asking her, has she ever been in a relationship with the guy that cheated on her and stayed with him?
My fault. Let me. I just saw something that Nate Wynn dropped in there. He said, "Is Holly Berry my mom?"
It was a joke on you saying justice.
No,
you saying standing in your justice.
But the joke's on him. Look, the joke's on him because David Justice is my cousin. David Justice is my cousin.
Well, that makes the joke even funnier because he asked if Halle Berry was your mom because you married him. So she's still related to you, she's related to you through your cousin. That shit is hilarious. That's even funnier. I don't know what happened. He kicked out for a second, but this is the Toxic Masculinity Show, episode 9. I'm your host, MONEYBOY Trey. Please like, share, subscribe, comment on this video, and go to Facebook, IG, Twitter, type in MONEYBOY Trey. Follow me. Like, share, subscribe, comment on that shit too. Thank you, people. Oh, there he is. He's coming back. But yes, this is the Toxic Masculinity Show with Sigi Tolo. He is coming back into the stream now.
But no, I just
Sigi, tell them where to.
My fault. So no, David Justice is my family member. We come from a long line of justices. David William Justice, William David Justice, Justinian Justice, the third, second, first. I come from a long line of justices, and David Justice, as you know, is the baseball player for the Atlanta Braves, is one of them. Yes.
But did you hear what I said, though?
You don't give a fuck about me. We don't know each other. You know what I'm saying? You know how
but I'm saying, did you hear what I said, though? I said that makes the joke even funnier because he asked if Halle Berry was your mom, but she's actually related to you through your cousin, so that shit is even funnier.
Well, not anymore. You know what I mean? Not anymore.
It happened. You know, well, what do you call it? Your ex-ATN cousin-in-law?
No, he my blood cousin. He my blood. Yeah,
she your ex-cousin-in-law.
Yeah, she my ex cousin-in-law. Yep. She my ex-cousin-in-law. But the other part you were saying, my fault.
Genesis, quit lying to me about some no. every woman's been cheated on.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. All you cheat, I'm telling you, cheating you only find out about cheating if two ways.
Look,
Two ways. Well, really three, but you do your investigating. That's the number one way. Investigate and watch your ass find some cheating.
which I do not advise doing that.
I'm just telling you, that's how I always caught it. Number two, they get mad. You get them mad enough where they tell on themselves. You get into a heated enough exchange, they'll tell on themselves. Well, fuck it. That's why I fucked him. That's why I did it. All right. And then third, you accidentally stumble upon it. That's the last way you're going to find it.
If you accidentally stumble upon it, that means she was careless and didn't give two shits. Son, if you were watching this, don't go through that woman's phone. Just don't do it. The term ignorant is bliss is very relevant to going through your mate's phone. That's for men and women, but particularly my son, like, ignorance is bliss. Don't do it. If you feel like she's cheating, then 9 times out of 10, she is, because at one point you never felt like she was. So
my motto is this: if you're the one cheating, don't go through nobody else's phone, because you're already the one. You're the cheater in the relationship. Don't worry about it. But if you are faithful, right, as they do in Christianity and religion, if you're faithful, oh, I promise you, if you go through your partner's phone, they're the one cheating. There's always somebody in monogamy that's cheating. It don't have to be both parties. It's always one party or the other, though. So if you're the one cheating, don't go through their phone, because you already caught the cheater. But if you're not cheating, oh, you want to catch the cheater, you got to go through their phone. You got to go through their social media, and you'll catch them. You'll see it.
Every time I got caught, it was either a motherfucker went through my phone, or the person I was cheating with ended up contacting the main chick. Well, it was never I did nothing sloppy or no shit like that. Motherfucker just was nosy. And my response to it would be like, well, shit, you looked. There you go. Like, are we going to fix it? Or are we going
to... I feel you, pal. Yeah, man. My phone going dead, though. That was my homeboy calling me. That was my homeboy calling me. But my phone going
It's all good. If phone going dead, shout him out. We'll end this sucker. We've been on an hour anyway. There's been plenty of good time. Give them your social media and all of that good stuff again.
Definitely, man. So look, I see Genesis popped in with, where did I get that shirt? That's a good question. I actually made this shirt. I do custom designs on clothes, custom designed apparel, D-Cut apparel on Facebook. You'll see this polo and many more if you go to Facebook and go to D-Cut Apparel, D-C-U-T, D-Cut Apparel on Facebook. Go to Sigi Tolo on Facebook. You know, add me as a friend. Go to Sigi Tolo.
Put all of those links in the comment section too when you get a chance. Like when you get off, put all your links in the comment section.
I got you. Y'all can
I'll copy and paste and put them in the description box.
Y'all can go online and grab the Panther Party album. It's pretty much available everywhere online. It's the album I got out now. It's available everywhere. Or you can get off into my inbox, you know what I'm saying, and get it directly from me. I'm also a writer. You know, I write urban fiction. You know, I got 2 fiction novels out, fam. You know what I'm saying? This is that work. It's 1,000 pages of literature, fam. Street literature is lit. You know what I'm saying? You got to inbox me to get the autographed copies, fam. And yeah, you do that at Sigi Tolo on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Go to Third Eye Live TV Radio on YouTube. Infinite Poly Ascension for everybody that enjoyed this poly talk. My wife and I, our page is Infinite Poly Ascension on YouTube, Facebook. We got the group and the page. You know what I'm saying? We all over this thing, man. It's been your man, Sigi Tolo, Third Eye Live TV Radio, Angels for Mental Health Broadcast Network. Definitely want to give a big shout out to MONEYBOY Trey. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to be doing more content, bringing y'all more just material and staying more active together. And I appreciate the look. You know what I'm saying? And it's a great show, fam. I hope y'all, you know, I anticipate that y'all
Matter of fact, we will be back Sunday at some time. I don't know, noon, around the same time Sunday, to talk about flat Earth, a subject that I am very, very interested in. And I am like 75% on believing that flat Earth is true. And he knows a lot about it. So we're going to come back Sunday and talk to y'all about that. Toxic Masculinity, episode 9, Money Boy Trey. Thanks for tuning in. I'm out. Like, share, subscribe, comment, motherfuckers. Sigi, put your info in the comment section so I can copy and paste and put in the description box.
Will
Peace.
do, man. Love.
Bam.